Good morning, good morning, good morning. Pat down the old mat. She didn't send you a Cub Cadet, I can tell you that. So don't think you're getting a Cub Cadet in the mail, because you ain't. Good morning, Big Kev. How are you doing this fine morning? Nice to see you. Probably gonna have biscuits and gravy, maybe, or sausage gravy over potatoes. I don't know yet. I got a container of sausage gravy in the refrigerator. I got to get used up. I got some potatoes that was fried the other day. So those two are going to come together somehow. You're on your way? Okay. Either that or I might make sausage breakfast burritos and then cover them with sausage gravy. That sounds good. Cut up some sausage patties, fry the potatoes and the sausage together with some onions, put it in the burrito shell, throw some cheese in it, wrap it up, and then cover it with some hot sausage gravy. I don't see I don't see anything wrong with that. Two Shop Monday. That's right. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Big Kev. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Junkyard. Good morning, Christy. You're looking lovely as ever. And to everybody else that's out there, good morning. So, there you go. Free daycare. Well, it really ain't free, but you know. Morning, Dale. my black light. I will be taking this to auctions with me. I've been up since, well, I don't know. I got up 3 times in the middle of the night, if you want to call that in the middle of the night, because you know more than get back to bed and you get back up again. But the last time was 4:20. I got up and I went back in and got in my chair, and I never could get back to sleep. So I got up and walked out here, and it was 5:02. So made coffee. Did some looking around on the old interweb. There's let's see. Um, I can't show it to you, but there is I don't even know what kind it is. It looks like an old that might be the same that I have. Looks like an old MTD. Okay. It's at this estate sale. I don't know anything about it, but I do know it's set up for, it's got hydraulics on the back of it. I believe it's hydraulic. They ain't got a clear picture of it, but it's got a plow on the back. And it looks like there is hydraulics on the back. So, it's got a little one bottom plow with a cultivator on it. I don't know. I'm gonna bid on it. It's got I'm not gonna go very high, but because you don't know what shape the mower or the garden tractor is itself, but it's got there's also a little 2, 4, 5, 10, a little 10 disc cultivator or disc. And then there is, what else? Trying to find out what else is there with it. They're all separate. You have to buy it all separate. And then there is let's see, a cultivator that goes. there with it, but you got to buy it all separate. So, yep, I still am. Yeah. Get on High Bid Auctions, Ohio. And it'll say only online vehicle and equipment auction. That'll be the title. That ain't no good. Yeah, it's on. It's not a Kiger. It's see who's doing it. Monterey Auction Estate Services. I want it because I want to be able to plow my garden and disc it and cultivate it and all that other stuff. We didn't put a garden in because I can't do that kind of work standing up, with a rototiller. But if I had a garden tractor, I could plow it and do it all. So. Uh, hmm. I have to powder. my notes real quick. I just figured it doesn't look all that pretty. Okay. So if I can get it cheap enough, and I'll have my son-in-law start working on it, get it running, and so I can have it. Um, so I can plow the garden and stuff like that. And it's got it's got a mowing deck on it, so we don't have to push the lawn. The lawn's not that big anyways, but you mow the lawn. So they got the mowing deck right on it with a plow on the back of it. So evidently that's what they did, is they plowed the garden with a mowing deck on it. So yeah, until the first. Yeah. That's only 7 days away. I don't have no money either, but oh yeah, probably just can't get it right now. I went to Dollar General, General Dollar, whatever the hell it is. General Dollar, Dollar General, whatever. I went to that store the other day, yesterday, to get sauerkraut, and I figured, well, while I was there, I'd pick up some chili sauce because I get my chili hot dog part of it from them. I do a two-step chili sauce. I use two different kinds together. Well, I went to buy Armour chili hot dog sauce from them, and they didn't have any. Yeah, sooner or later, Dale, you will. And you'll get a big one, but they're going to take a third of it. Remember that. That's the way the government is. They don't want you to have all that money, so they want to give it to them shysters. So you can do the exact same thing as a lawyer's doing. Exactly. And you'll never get it. But you put a letter in the mail with a lawyer's name on it, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you'll get it. And you know what'll happen? They'll send that check, your check, to the lawyer. The lawyer will get his third, and then that lawyer will send you the rest. Yep. Because they don't want you to have all that money, even though it's yours. They want you to give it to the shyster because that shyster needs the money too. Yeah. because they haven't screwed enough Americans over or enough people over. You know what's the difference between a rattlesnake and a lawyer? A rattlesnake crawls on its belly. Yeah, that's the only thing different. And you know why a rattlesnake won't bite a lawyer? Professional courtesy. I've told lawyers that. That's right. How you doing, Stray? There is no such thing as an illegal immigrant. That pisses me off when they say that on TV. Illegal immigrant. There's no such thing as an illegal immigrant. You can see President Clinton, President Obama, President Bush, President whoever, all the former presidents, all calling them illegal aliens. Then all of a sudden somebody says, oh, we shouldn't do that because it hurts their feelings. So we'll call them undocumented migrants or illegal immigrants. Yeah. No, they're illegal aliens. Immigrants is somebody that is legally here. Look up the word alien. It means somebody that's not supposed to be here. That's not from here. Yeah. Well, I hate to say this. But let her go to Taiwan, let the chips fall where they may. In Taiwan. While she's there. Yeah. You know, all they would have to do is put a small little tracking device, something about the size of a grain of rice, real small. Put it in one of her vodka tonic drinks, and when she slurps that down, they can track her from China, pinpoint, press the button. Allegedly. I can neither confirm nor deny. Problem solved for us. Problem solved for us. Now, I just want to bring up a point. If you took your dog to the veterinarian and you told your veterinarian, give your dog a rabies shot, and then 6 months later you took your dog to the veterinarian and give him another rabies shot, and then you took your dog back to the veterinarian 6 months later and you give him another rabies shot, and 2 months after that your dog gets rabies, wouldn't you think there's something wrong with that rabies vaccine? How many shots of the Hillary vaccine has Uncle Joe had? And Aunt Pelosi had? And Uncle Chucky had? And they all seem to be catching the Hillary still. I think the problem is they got too good a health care. Because if they had health care like the normal United States citizen had, those three would have been on a ventilator already. Dare to dream. Dare to dream. Dare to dream. Allegedly, I can neither confirm nor deny. It is a slap in the face to people that come here legally. Uh, I don't know. Look at Stray can tell you probably. I'm pretty sure Stray has had he's had the Hillary vaccine, and he's caught it several times. If you had the vaccine, how can you keep catching this shit? You should just change your liver filter. That's right. Good morning, Harold. I said you've had the Hillary vaccine, right? How many times have you had the Hillary in the last year? We can't use the real word for it because YouTube's got they got pink and fuzzy testicles, and they just don't they just can't take that. So yeah. Oh, okay. You haven't. I figured they would may have you get a vax while you was there. Okay. My mistake. Okay, Dan. I just figured since you was in where you was at that they would have you get take the vax. So my mistake. Yeah, it's just a cold now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, my doctor asked me if I was going to get it, and I told my doctor no, and my doctor said exactly what she told me. I don't blame you. Now, she had to get it. If she didn't get it, they would fire her. Well, they wasn't going to fire her. They just wasn't going to let her practice. So there's a difference. If you can't practice, if you can't come to work, then I guess you quit. You know. Oh yeah, Uncle Joe's not feeling too good. I mean, he's got the Hillary right now. So, none of them know what's in it. It's like the Obamacare bill. They got to pass it first before they know what's in it. Excuse me. Read it first and then tell us what's in it. Joe has a common cold. Yeah, they're going to say anything anymore because the Hillary that vax works. I can neither confirm nor deny. But we need to keep Joe healthy because things could be worse. I haven't been to Europe either. Yeah, just think how worse that could be. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got 4 hours before you vote on it. It's 2,600 pages. Yeah, read it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's amazing how that happens, huh? Here's just a thought. Okay, we spent $1 billion for the cure for that, and it don't work. Okay, the vaccine, the Hillary vaccine, allegedly. I can neither confirm nor deny. Why don't we spend $1 billion and get the cure for cancer? You know why? Because the cure would be on the desk today. As soon as they said, we are offering $1 billion for the cure for cancer, the phone would be ringing off the hook. We have the cure right here. Same way with muscular dystrophy and any of these other highfalutin diseases that they haven't had a cure for, and they've been studying and researching and doing all this other stuff for 30, 40, 50 years. Because there's no money in a cure. There's money in research, but there's no money in a cure. But if you offer the money for the cure right now, oh, they'll bring you that cure because they'll go to something different. Or diabetes. That's right. The only cure for being a dumbass is lead poisoning or junkyard or overdose of hickory. Mm-hmm. Allegedly. But, and this is another thing. You're worthless. You contribute nothing to society. You're a drain on the taxpayers. You're a drain on the society. You're a burden to others. Okay? You shoot up heroin with fentanyl and all this other stuff. You OD. The paramedics come over and they give you an EpiPen, Narcan, and bring you right back to life. Bring you out of that overdose for free. The cops don't take you to jail because, they let you go home. No, they don't. First of all, after you get cleared from the hospital, your ass had to go to jail because you were using an illegal substance. Go to jail. And then, without bond, wait there for 30 days before you go to your, Pre-trial for a court date. That way you got time to dry out. Then when you go to your pre-trial, they still revoke your bond and let you stay in there in jail till the court date, which is going to be 3 months. Now you've been in there 120 days. You got plenty of time to dry out. You go to court, they give you 6 months. Okay, another 6 months in the hole. You do 4 months with good behavior. You're out. There's no reason why you should ever do that stuff again because you're dry. You're rehabilitated. None of that. Yeah, it sounds like your sisters. Stop talking about you like that. Yeah. Anyways, but they don't do that. And that's exactly what they should do. Nope. They'll give them an EpiPen or Narcan, whatever you want to call it, and let them come home. And then the next day they're there again. And they give them another Narcan. We had that happen here a couple of times. And then they get there and their Narcan's not going to help. So they just call the medical examiner. Yeah. So you just let a guy die. In fact, this was last year. They had 2 guys overdose. They Narcaned them, got them back, released them. The next day, there was an overdose again. They called them there, and they couldn't help them. But the medical examiner come in there and hauled 4 of them away. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. Yep, hauled 4 of them away. Now, if they'd have done the first 2, they probably wouldn't even have had to haul the other 2 away because they said, hey, wait a minute, man. Something's going on here. Yeah. Nope, they hauled 4 of them away. And I think the EMT had to frisk the person first. I think it had to be $5,000 a Narcan. You got $10,000 on you? Well, I'm sorry. Because you know what? We got a kid that's allergic, to everything. And his EpiPen is $1,500. Or, people with diabetics, they need insulin, but we charge them too. Well, we're going to give you this stuff for free. Just pisses me off. Allegedly. I can neither confirm nor deny. Is he? Yeah. Run it through Obamacare, see if you qualify. There you go. Yeah. It just boggles the mind. They'll give that shit away to these people, and they'll keep doing it. But a little kid that needs, like my grandson Kyler's allergic to eggs. Okay. And if he goes into an allergic reaction, it can stop his breathing. He has to have an EpiPen. That EpiPen was $1,500, and the insurance didn't cover it. Why? Because insurance companies suck. They do. But you either have it or you don't. So he's got an EpiPen in his go bag. He's starting to get better at stuff. He was allergic to cats and dogs, and he's not allergic to dogs no more. And cats, he's not as allergic to them as he was when he was a baby. He's starting to grow out of it. So maybe within a couple of years, he'll grow out of being allergic to eggs. So But he can't have ice cream. He can't have cake, regular cake. Ice cream he can have, can't have eggs in it. So, and a lot of ice cream is made with eggs. Not all of it, but a lot of it is. So you got to watch what ice cream you buy. But anything, um, like noodles, uh, yeah, yeah, it's a diabetic's fault for sugar, but a drug addict it's a disease. No, it's not. It's a choice. That's what I've said all this time. Drug addiction is a choice. It's not a disease. Alcoholism is not a disease either. It's a choice. It's a choice you make. It's not a disease. The people that call it a disease, the medical profession that calls it a disease, the reason why they call it a disease is because they want to get paid for it. It's not a disease, it's a choice. And I'll say it, obesity is a choice. It's not a disease, it's a choice. A lot of people are overweight because they refuse to walk away from the table. And I'm one of them people. I refuse to walk away from the table. So, you know, if you want to get rid of obesity and diabetes and stuff like that, start by getting rid of all the fast food places. Because we didn't have nearly any of this stuff until Ray Kroc started McDonald's. Yeah, that's right. You gotta go eat it. That's right. But I mean, we didn't have obesity and it didn't have diabetes as bad as we did then as we do now. And it's all because of the fast food restaurants. Now, I'm not talking about sit down restaurants where you can go in there and sit down and have a good cooked meal, like a steak and potatoes and stuff like that. But the fried food with French fries and fried hamburger and fried chicken and all that other stuff, where everything is saturated with fat, and then you throw a 5,000 calorie milkshake on top of it. Got to have that and a cherry pie. You know, it's just ridiculous. And hey, I'm a I, I'm a violator of it. I've done it several hundred times in my lifetime, if not several thousand times. So, well, if it doesn't rain, I want to start getting the garage cleaned out. I got to call a freezer repairman, see if I can get one out here and have him look at this big freezer. I don't want to spend a lot, but I mean, I bought it last summer and everything worked on it, and I have no idea why it isn't working now. So, they didn't have anything to eat. I want to get that up and running. I got my ice machine running, so. Well, good morning, Howie. How are you doing? Nice to see you. I got to do I need to get to my air compressor. I want to drain the oil in the compressor unit and then fill it up and see if or check the oil in the compressor, see if it's low, and probably drain it and add oil to that, because when you plug it in, it works, but it's drawing a lot of juice, and I don't know if it's low on oil and it's wearing, dragging on the cylinders are dragging, or what. But my best to you too, Howie. So I want to check that, but I can't get to it because it's buried. So I also got to go downstairs to the pantry. I got to do a lot of. I bought two brand new shelves in a box. I put them together the other day. I got to take them downstairs and do some configuring down there so I can put them shelves down there so I can get. I got a bunch of stuff I got to put back on shelves, and I want to put a bunch of stuff together, like the tomatoes products together, and the mushroom, cream of mushroom stuff, and the chicken soup. I want to put it all on different shelves so it's all there together. So. There you go. Save your seeds. That's right. Oh, I got a bunch of seeds. Oh yeah. I got probably 3 coffee cans full of seeds. Plus, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you go to the store and you buy navy beans in a bag, or the red kidney beans in a bag, or the red pinto bean, or the pinto beans in a bag. You can plant those. You get about an 80% growth rate on them. Yeah. I have, well, my garden, I can do about a 30 by, well, if I really had to, I could do the around the entire house if I really wanted to, but um, our garden right now is like 30 feet by 26 feet. And if I was going to, you know, grow a lot of stuff, um, I would plant, like tomato plants around the house itself and then stake them so they grow up. And get that stuff around the house. I wouldn't waste too much time on, like big vine uh, plants like cucumbers and tomato or cucumbers and zucchinis and stuff like that because that takes up a lot of room. But I would plant green beans in rows about 8 inches apart. I'd have at least 6 or 8 rows of them. Corn, I got a couple of raised bed garden boxes out there. I'd throw a couple thousand seeds out there and see what grows. So that's right. Cute Kitty, good morning. How are you doing? She's still sleeping. She's got the summer off. She don't have to get up early. So I seen a video where a guy took a 4 foot by 4 foot, I think it was, or 6 foot by 6 foot raised bed garden. And he just littered that thing with corn seed and he just threw the seed on top and then he just covered it, sprinkled dirt over the top of it and watered it. And he started picking corn. And out of that area, he said he got like 780, I believe, ears of corn. That's a lot of corn out of that small area. Well, I'm glad you're still here. So, yeah, that's a nice amount of corn. But people keep thinking, oh, you need to have corn every 4 inches away and, it's got to be in rows. No, that's just methodized farming because that makes it easier for the equipment to go down there. Corn was never grown like that before. It always sprouted up in bunches or whatever because that, the corn fell, on the cob and it grew wherever the seeds landed. Took your coffee with you? There you go. I'm feeling okay. Last week I wasn't feeling so hot, but I feel a lot better now. So. Yeah. What you got to do is get that next year for your garden, get it all rolled-tilled up, and then put the chickens out there for a week. Fence it all in and let them out there for a week, scratching around and stuff. And throw the feed out there on the ground, let them just peck it up, and just leave them out there for a week. They'll crap all over the place. And then when they're done, move them out of there. And then throw a little bit of straw in there and then rototill it back up and then start your garden. Yeah. Yeah, because the chickens, you get it all rototilled up and then you let them out there. they'll start scratching around and they keep that dirt loose and they'll start picking the bugs out of it and they'll start picking the worms and whatever else and they start doing their business in it. And when you get done, you just throw a little straw in there because the straw helps absorb any kind of acid from the chicken manure, which it does have a lot of ammonia in it. But you put some straw in there and let that absorb it and just rototill it in and then go out and start planting your garden. And if you can find some rabbits, rabbits are even better. You put the rabbits in with the chickens and let the rabbits do their business. Throw some grass in there, let the rabbits eat your grass. And, you know, the chickens are out there with the rabbits. You got rabbit poop and you got chicken manure. And, oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what, Howie? Somebody told me to put horse manure or cow manure on my strawberries, and I tried it. And you know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to stick with whipped cream. Yep. Yeah, it didn't taste all that great to begin with, but yeah, I'm going to stick with whipped cream this time. Yeah. Fried rabbit's good. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. People, you know, methodized farming is, oh, we got to have rows and rows and rows of this stuff, you know. No, you don't need rows. Randomly plant it. You dug potatoes yesterday? That's pretty cool. We bought some cucumbers or pickles the other day from a produce store, 5 cents a pound for pickles. And she just bought them so the kids could eat them, you know, as like little miniature cucumbers. If I had the time, I'd have bought. They were pretty picked over by the time I got there, but if I would have had the time, I got there earlier, I'd have picked up, you know, 20 or 30 pounds of them and made some pickles. But I don't have the time to do that right now. Oh yeah, you can use Crocs. No, a friend of mine used to tell me his mom they would butcher several hogs, and she would take the pork chops. She would, you know, out of the hog, she would take the pork chops, and she would cut them up, and she would fry them, and she'd spend all day frying pork chops in several different frying pans. And when she got done, she'd put these pork chops in a crock, and then she'd pour grease over them, and she'd put the pork chops in a crock, you know, on top of them, and pour grease on them, and just do it and keep going like that until she got done. And then she'd, at the very end, she'd pour all the grease that she had left on top of them all. And they would leave them down in the basement. And when they wanted some pork chops or whatever, they'd go down and they'd take he had a round cover on it, like a wooden board or whatever. And they'd take that off. They'd bust through the grease. They'd pull out enough pork chops. and then they would put the cover back on. And when she got done frying, they would take the grease back down and pour it back over, and that would melt the grease that was on top, and then it would reseal them again. Same way with pudding meat. Yep. Period. Yeah. That's right. Well, junkyard, you can spray. There's a spray you can spray all the way around your garden on the grass that'll keep insects away from it. So if you sprayed a 20-foot area all the way around your garden, I'm pretty sure them grasshoppers wouldn't get to your garden. It'd be damn hard for them. That's right. Cat, the other white meat, period. I mean, I'm not all for killing insects and stuff like that, but keep them out of your garden. It'll kill the ones in the area, but the other ones won't come near it. So I need to get some of that spray for the Antique Tractor Club, because we have where they put us. Last year we had a shitload of ants on the ground, so I'm going to spray the whole ground and everything all the way around us, and so that doesn't happen. Oh, by the way, shit, I shut the 7 o'clock shots buzzer off. Sorry about that. So you can't eat beef or anything like that? Just think, is the fur on the beef? Yeah, you done made the shot call. Just think, is the fur on the beef is tiny feathers. There you go. Now, you really don't have to have. It really don't have to be a crock pot. If you had any kind of big steel pot, I'm sure that would work the same as a crock pot, or like a galvanized or a porcelain big pan, with a lid on it. That would work the same as a crock pot. The only reason why they had crock pots is because they didn't have pans back in. But I like that stuff from Argentina. Slice her up, put her in the refrigerator, slice her up, and then put her on a slice of bread with some mayo and a slice of cheese, maybe a little pepper. But am I right there, Amish? You could use like a porcelain pan or something like that if you needed to for a crock pot. Because basically the only reason why they use crock pots is because they didn't have the pans. You just need some kind of vessel to hold it. Yep, you can use food grade buckets, stuff. It's just called a crock pot because it was made out of, the material. But yeah, or crocks. So yeah. There you go. Has it got a bung in it, or has it got a removable lid? All the other handles are missing. Those are easy enough to fix. You just take the door panel off, remove the handle from the inside, and then put a new one on. Love you too, Kevin. I need to get me a couple 300-gallon totes, food grade, because I want to rinse them out. I want to run for rainwater, do a water catchment. Huh. That was a horrible sight. Well, that's it. I don't want to have too many of them. I want to. I got the screens on my gutters, so that keeps out the leaves and stuff like that. So, yeah. But I want to the 300-gallon ones. They already got a thing on the bottom to where you can actually plumb them or whatever so you can use them. The other ones you have to work. You know, you can make them work. You have to drill the holes in them and plumb them and all the other stuff if you want to have them so you can easy access them. But right. But we were talking about that the other day. Yeah, it's going to become an issue. We were talking about that the other day that, you can't save rainwater. Well, there's no law in the state of Michigan that says you can't save rainwater. So, I want to start saving that. Now, was it our big family homestead or whatever? When they lived in the other state, I think they were in Illinois or Indiana or something like that before. Now they're up in Wisconsin. But they had a bunch of them totes, and they were full of water, and he didn't know what to do with them during the winter. And he said he'd keep them from freezing. Well, I said you could get yourself a small solar panel and a battery, and get you a little 12-volt pump and have that pump the water from one to another and just continuously keep pumping out of one into another and recirculating the water. And the solar panel would help charge the battery. The pump would keep the water moving so it wouldn't freeze. I don't know if it would work, but I'm pretty sure it would stop it from all freezing up. Well, I'll tell you what, cute kitty, you ever get hungry enough, you'll sit right down there and chew the skin right off that thing raw. All right, there, Howie. You have yourself a great day, man. Take care. Oh, I bet it does get. I've been belted by him before. Time you guys start work, 11? He just starts a new job today. You start working a month. I tried that once for 30 some years and I didn't like it there, Amish. Didn't like it at all. Yep. Hey, give me a cup of coffee. Just a second, I'll be right there. Got to keep an eye on it. I want to make sure I don't overrun the pot. You got real gravy this morning there, Junkyard? He's working for another contractor doing the same thing, but they're doing they're doing apartment complexes. They're doing apartments. $3.95 for gas. That's cheap. Not as cheap as it was a year and a half ago, but it's cheap, or 22 months ago, but it's cheap. Yeah. Yeah. Gas is down to $3.95. No, it's up $1.75 from a year ago. Yeah. It's up $2. Yeah. Yep. Yes, it comes in a can. Anyways, what they're doing is they're completely remodeling apartment complexes, units one at a time. And I don't know how many units is in this apartment complex, but there's a bunch of them. So there's enough work there for years. So I guess they do 3 or something like that a month. And then when they get the 3 done or 4 done or whatever it is they get done, tenants that are in the apartments move out of them, move into the ones that are done, and then they do those, and then tenants that are in another apartments move out of those into them, and then they just keep moving people out of their apartments into another one. So and these dogs went out. Job security, yeah. There you go. These dogs are over here. They're looking at me. They're in their cages. Like, let me out, let me out. Nope. Not till after I'm done. Rocky, he's a terrorizer. Yeah. Good morning, Lucky. Nice to see you, boy. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Uh-oh. Damn it. Fill up, warm up them on. Make a bigger mess, one right after another. Yeah. Yeah, how's door dashing? Drain the swamp, that's right. Morning, Grizz. I seen it yesterday for 419, and wow, that's low compared to the other times. But you know what it is? They're just lowering the price, so you'll think that the politicians, hey, the gas prices are low, let's vote for them. Yeah, well, you got to remember who raised them. So. And a lot of people say, well, it wasn't Joe that did it. It's the oil companies and all this other stuff. Well, the oil companies did it. You're right. They did it in response to him shutting down the pipelines and shutting down a bunch of oil fields. So, I seen a thing the other day. There's enough oil in Texas, like 1/3 of Texas, underneath 1/3 of Texas. There's enough oil reserves there to last the United States 200 years. Just there. But yet we can't get any oil. We can't make our own. It's because the president, the higher ups, they're getting kickbacks. That's what they're doing. Oh, and it already jumped 50%, remember, last year. And now you see the people for propane telling you how efficient and how cost effective propane is. They want you to switch to propane so they can raise that up. They've already raised that up. Oh, we're all mushrooms, cute kitty. If you think the government's telling you anything, I got a surprise for you. The government's are liars. Every one of the people, every politician in Washington, D.C., with the exception of a couple, had to be tarred, feathered, and hung for treason. Because almost every politician in Washington, as John Kennedy says, the politician from Alabama, they should be making license plates, which means they're crooks and they're crooked and they're doing shit illegal, which means where did who go? I'm here. I had to go clean my coffee mess up. It was making a mess. So, yep. Both sides. I'm not just talking Democrats. I'm talking Republicans and independents. There's 535 of them. And I bet you couldn't find 40 of them that are honest. You know, when you walk into the political game like that and you're just a normal person and you leave that political game a multi-millionaire, you did something crooked. Harry Truman said, "You cannot get rich in politics unless you're a crook." That's what Harry Truman said. And that still goes on today. It's the truth. Yeah. Yeah, Washington has our interest at heart. Yeah, they have our interest right. I'm just telling you, Joe and the Ho has got to go. Yeah. Both of them. Anyways, it's Fair Week. We're 3 blocks from the fair. So, you got to keep up, you got to keep an eye around here. You're 3 blocks from the fair. People walk by here all the time, parking their cars and stuff. They throw shit on the floor, on the ground. I caught some kids last year throwing stuff on the, they had a bunch of stuff in their hands. They threw it right on the ground. I yelled at them and said, "Hey, pick that shit up. You throw it down, you pick it up. Go find a trash can someplace." Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, What they're doing is they're patting you on the back and pissing on your shoulder and telling you it's warm rain. That's what they're doing. Yeah, that's the way it is. Because you know why? There's no common sense anymore and there's no morals. Yeah, that's right. If they wanted to pass a law like that, then why didn't the city just put out, like 2 porta-johns on it, every other block or something like that. That way, there's a place for them to use the bathroom. They got city employees walking around doing nothing all day. Don't tell me they are. They're working hard because they don't. So they could go out and clean them every day. Well, a guy out here with a dog. If that dog goes after my cat, I'll go out there and kill that dog right in front of that guy. Yeah, they'll get too hot. They'll get out of that porta potty. Oh yeah. Huh. Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Why are we letting China buy anything in America anyways? They won't let Americans buy anything in China. I don't understand that shit. You walk over, you find out what they paid for it, and then you give them back their money. Say, here, no, we don't want you in our country. Goodbye. Toodaloo. You either take this money or you don't take the money, but you still ain't getting your property. Goodbye. I know it's all been foretold. You're right. Hopefully, Christy, hopefully. You reap what you sow. I'm surprised she's lasted this long. You just picked a bunch of maters. Well, for one thing, Taiwan doesn't belong to China. China thinks Taiwan does, but Taiwan doesn't. So, you know, and they really don't want to do anything against us. That'd be really stupid. For one thing, we probably blow them out of the water. Another thing is their economy couldn't take it. Because if we stop buying Chinese, you know, the only reason why they are where they're at is because us dumb Americans keep buying China products. And the only reason why we quit buying or we started buying China products is because we quit buying made in Japan. And we quit buying made in Taiwan. And we started buying made in China. And the reason why we quit doing all of that is because we quit buying made in the United States, USA. And that's where it all went wrong. We should have bought everything made in USA and never anything from another country. You know what? Good morning there, Timmy. Long time no see. I'll name something a China product I can live without. I'll go first. Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. Right. We don't need oil from anybody. If that dumb son of a bitch would just turn the oil back on, give them back their permits, let them start producing oil again, we wouldn't need anybody's oil. And the price would go down again. But that dumb son of a bitch ain't doing that because they're making money. I can guarantee you he's getting some in the kitty. And so is Hunter. That's right. If I never had another thing from China, it wouldn't matter for me. I don't care. I'd pay extra for something made in America. Curtis Mathes was the last American TV made. And it was the best TV made. For years. Curtis Mathes had a hell of a warranty on their TV. And it was a great TV. Well, even made in Mexico. They're paying the people over there in Mexico shit wages. Okay. And then they're bringing it over here and charging you full price. The car manufacturers are doing it. They're saving a shitload of money on the labor costs and insurance costs and everything else. And they're bringing that product back over here and selling it to you for what you would have paid an American citizen to build it. Yeah. Well, Nike gets his shoes built in Korea or China or whatever and charge you $300 a pair. Are you kidding me? For a $4 pair of shoes? You just got to quit buying that stuff. It probably would, junkyard. Good morning, Kyle. It just boggles the mind. There you go. Yeah, Tesla's made in America. And they're relatively cheap. The Tesla pickup is only going to be 40 some $1,000s. Did you see the semi that Tesla's coming out with? The Tesla semi has a 500-mile range carrying 80,000-pound payload. That's truck and load, 80,000 pounds, 500-mile range. And it has a quick charger that you can plug in, and it charges in 8 hours. Okay. You getting ready to head into work? Well, it charges in 8 hours, the quick charger, which is perfect because you have to be off so many hours at a commercial truck driving. So if you drive 500 miles a day and you're off 8 hours, you're going to be off anyways at 12 hours. But that gives you time to charge while you're off. Yeah, from the grid. And a lot of these truck stops are going to start putting in these power stations. And they're going to charge you. I mean, that supercharger is going to charge, it's going to cost you. It'll cost you $150 or $200 to charge up your battery, but it's still cheaper than buying $1,000 worth of fuel. But the only bad thing about an electric vehicle is every time you use it, your fuel tank gets smaller and smaller. Within a couple of years, that 500-mile radius goes down to like 420. And then in 3 years, it'd be like 380. And then in 4 years, it'll be like 200. Then you better start getting some new batteries. So, yep. How to drop ship. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the charger installed at your house is no big deal. It just plugs into your wall. So they show that woman installing a charger. Yeah, she just screws it to the wall and plugs it in. Yeah. So for a regular car, I don't know what it'd be for a semi, but The 441? Oh, okay. 440, well, you'd have to have them drop a new line, I think. Kind of hard to get 440. Yeah. I don't know very much about electricity, but that's just nasty. Cloth toilet seat covers. Yeah. That are the padded ones, that's just, those are just nasty. Oh. Tim's is wood, that's right. The four-holer. Yep, that's right. You know, I don't know. There's just some things should be just left, you know, the way they are. You sit on a cloth covered toilet seat where somebody come in there from the time before with a sweaty ass. Now you're sitting on their sweaty ass. Yeah. Your dogs are getting restless. It has a surround sound, that's right. You can hear it coming from the other three if there's only one of you on there. Well, Grizz used to have a two-story outhouse. He said it really sucked if he was on the bottom floor and somebody was on the top floor. Yeah. Well, I understand that, Christy, but on a regular toilet seat, it's hard for, you know what I mean, for bacteria or whatever. But you're sitting in somebody's sweat like that, and the cloth is going to keep it there, and it's going to be moist. So, at least with a regular toilet seat, it'll dry off. The fabric will stay moist for a long time, if you know what I mean. Who pees in the shower? Well, oh yeah, should go over the top. Take the window squeegee in with you. There you go. Yeah. Unbearable? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back when they invented the toilet paper roll, they showed you how to put it on, and it's over the top. So. Oh, I know. Yeah. You're right there, Dale. Well, with it going under, I don't know. I have no idea. But they say that the original illustration for the toilet paper roll on the roller shows it over the top. So. See, Danny says over. So, yeah. It doesn't really matter to me because the idiots that built this bathroom put the toilet paper dispenser back here behind the toilet. You got to reach back here to get it. So we don't even use that. It's up on top of the vanity on the sink. You just reach over, grab the roll, unroll it. Yeah. Yeah. So I was going to buy one of them toilet paper stands, but the bad thing about it is the toilet sits next to the shower. And if you put the toilet paper there and somebody sprays water out of the shower, you're going to get it on your toilet paper. So. There you go. Years ago, we lived in the other house. Kathy used to think the house was haunted, and which it was. We had somebody there. Years ago, when we lived there, Kathy come home one day and she said, "I told you not to have the kids upstairs because there was a upstairs window in the closet. It was just like 2 foot off the ground, and 2 foot off the floor, and it was an old window, and she's afraid they were going to fall out of it." Well, the kids weren't upstairs, but she seen somebody looking out the window. Well, I caught several glimpses of this person myself, and he had brown hair, a yellow goldish plaid shirt, vinyl, flannel plaid shirt, and he had brown pants on, like blue jeans, but they were brown. And I caught several glimpses of this person several times, but then he would disappear. So Facing towards you, junkyard, facing towards you. Yeah, so, anyways, um, come to find out, the guy hung himself in the house that we lived in. But he never, we never had any problems with him. Never had any. I was in the bathroom one day at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there doing my business and I hear, Keith. And I did right there. I look up and here's this guy looking at me. And then he disappears. And, right about then, it's just about heart attack time. And, people say, oh, that's bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. It may be remnants of something. He couldn't talk. That's right. Anyways, we used to have a touch lamp. And I could walk in the living room and I'd say, turn on the light. And the light would turn on. And it would be a 3-way bulb in there. I said, turn it on high. And it'd go click, click. And it would go on high. I said, turn off the light. And it would turn off. And she'd sit there and look at that. She said, what's doing that? I said, it's our friend. I said, turn on the light. And it would do that. Well, we used to have an ashtray in the bathroom on a stand next to the toilet. Well, I started screwing with her. I would take the ashtray and set it on the floor next to the stand. And I kept doing that for weeks. She'd pick it up and I'd put it down. And she says, are you doing that? I said, hell no, I'm not doing that. I keep wondering who's doing it themselves, Who's doing that? But that's what I was getting at with the ghost. But Ann, you're right. Well, anyways, when we moved out of there, I asked the friendly neighborhood, spirit, if he wanted to come with us, because he had no problems. And I walked into the bedroom to get something a couple of days after we moved. And I walked in there. I come out. I went to shut the bedroom door. And the bedroom door the handle got jerked right out of my hand. The bedroom door flew wide open. And then it slammed shut. And then it opened back up again. And right then and there, I knew somebody was pissed. So, have a wonderful day, Christy. I love you too, Dan. Somebody was upset, but there was nobody in that room to be upset with. So, that's right. The last one turned out the lights. Yeah. So you guys can tell me all you want that there is no such thing, but I've seen it personally. And that's not just the only time. When I was living at my mom and dad's, I come home one night and I've been out. I had a couple of beers, not very many. I had a couple of beers. And well, anyways, I was laying down in my bed. Next thing I know, I get picked up and I got thrown against the bedroom door. Well, I stand up and I hit the bedroom light switch because the bedroom door is shut. So there's nobody getting out of this bedroom with me being there. And I'm ready to fight. And there's nobody there but me, myself, and I. Now, the next morning when I got up, I went downstairs and my back was just covered with bruises from being thrown against the bedroom door. And I said, I wasn't drunk and I wasn't imagining this. It all happened. So. I beg to differ. I think there's a place where mom and dad's. I just come home from the service. I went out and had a couple of beers with some friends, and I come home. So, they all run off. There you go. All right, everybody. Y'all have a blessed day and take care. I will see you Wednesday. Take care, everybody. I gotta get these dogs out. They're getting a little fidgety.